Hey everybody, welcome to Pop Culture Philosophers. I'm Rockin Robbie Billups, and it's time for a movie review. Today I'm talking about Primate. That's right, everybody. Thanks for checking out the video. I am Rockin Robbie Billups, and today I'm going to be delivering my thoughts on Primate, which is a new film from Paramount. It's directed by Johannes Roberts, who directed one of the Stranger Things sequels, directed one of the Resident Evil movies. The only film by this director that I have seen is The First Omen, and I thought that was okay. It had a lot of potential, but it didn't really quite live up to that potential or deliver on the expectations set up by the film itself. I kind of feel the same way about Primate. Primate is okay. Overall, I think it's decent. I think there is a core there that works, and there's a lot of things about the movie that work for it, but then there's things that obnoxiously work against it. So where it could be a really fun movie that would be fun to revisit over and over again, especially with like a crew of friends and some drinks, it winds up being something that you might go back to if you don't have anything else better to do, and you always have something better to do. That being said, there are some things that really work for it. I think the effects are awesome. I love the music in the film, but it's the story, it's the characters, and some of the other things that kind of just bring it down to a level of it's aight. You know what I'm saying? Let's talk about the cast. The cast is fine. They do the job. This is a movie about a family who lives in Hawaii. The dad is loaded. He's got this amazing house on a cliff with this cool-ass pool, this beautiful house, and this woman is there with her sister and her friends, right? For like a little bit of a vacation, summer vacation after college classes get out or something like that, right? And they have an ape, they have a chimpanzee, right? They have a chimpanzee in the house who winds up getting rabies, starts attacking people, killing people, and then the sisters and their friends wind up in a swimming pool because the monkey or ape, the chimp, Ben is its name, will not go into the pool because it can't swim. Also, in the beginning of the movie, they talk about hydrophobia, this fear of water, how that's related to rabies. I didn't know that. That seems explanation enough for me why he wouldn't go into the water, but whatever. It was fine, I guess. But the characters, there's no characters. And I'm not saying a movie like this, which is basically like a slasher killer animal kind of movie. It's been accused of being very Cujo-like, and it is, definitely, but it does do kind of its own thing. But the characters, there's not much to them. They're very flat, two-dimensional, hell, one-dimensional, and they could have spruced up those characters a little bit, including the dynamics between the relationships and personalities of those characters to kind of make it a little bit more entertaining throughout the movie, but they don't really do that. The actors do fine with what they're given, but they're not given very much. My favorite character might be the dad. The dad is that author who is loaded with this beautiful house. He's also deaf, so there's a lot of sign language, a lot of ASL in here, and I really appreciated that. I thought that was well done in the movie, a nice touch, and I thought his acting was probably the best. Everybody else, though, serviceable for less than serviceable characters. You know what I'm saying? The style of the movie is fine. It seemed a bit dark to me. Now, I don't want to ding the movie too much for that because it could not be inherent in the movie. It could just been my theater showing, but I haven't had that problem at the theater in a long time, like since Black Panther 2, Wakanda Forever. So if you watch the movie in the theater, let me know, did it seem a little too dark for you? I thought the cinematography was fine, but just a little bit too dark. The shots were beautiful, the usage of the location, that cliff, the island, it's all beautiful. It is mostly set at night, so I get why it's dark, but it's just a little too dark, because otherwise, it's beautifully shot, and the lighting seemed cool, and especially around the pool area, that was really kind of neat, right? Kind of cool. The story is incredibly simple. It's very predictable. You're going to know from the beginning who's living, who's dying, and you might even be able to figure out the order. They do some interesting things there, but not overly interesting to really keep you engaged other than just waiting for the next kill. Speaking of which, those kills are pretty freaking awesome. They really are. The kills are gorier than I thought they would be. Like faces being ripped off, being smashed in, jaws being ripped off, and you see it. They're short and they're brief, and at times, sometimes too dark, but the kills themselves have that punchy feeling, and the kills are so extravagant, and even in their brevity, they're still extravagant enough that it kind of causes a tonal imbalance with the rest of the movie. Because I feel like the movie tries to take itself a little serious and tries to play it kind of straight, right? But if they would have played it with more of a sense of fun, well, it would have brought more of a sense of fun to the movie. The kills were fun. The rest of the movie wasn't. And that probably could have ironed out some of the pacing issues I have with the movie, because the pace completely just slows up in the middle half of the movie. Now, not exceedingly so. It is only an hour-and-a-half movie, but it does feel a little bit long in some of the parts, especially after the middle of the film. It's kind of like just stretching out some time waiting for the next kill. And like I said, those kills are great, and a lot of use of practical effects, including Ben, the chimpanzee, it's himself. It's a dude in a suit with an animatronic head, and they use a little bit of CG for touch-ups. It looks great. You can tell that it's in camera, and it is more effective that way, and it adds to the suspension, it adds to the atmosphere, and they're able to light it in a very realistic way because there's actually something there in that camera. So I applaud the use of practical effects. It's one of my favorite things about the movie. But my favorite thing about the movie is the music. The music is done by Adrian Johnston. Not familiar with any of this cat's work, but holy cow, this is what I want from a horror movie score. Seriously, it's got a distinct, definable, and unique horror movie score and theme from the get-go. A recognizable theme that is intermixed and interwoven, I should say, throughout the movie and causes moments of impact in certain times of the film. Then, at times, it sounds kind of synth-wavy, 80s, Stranger Things-esque, and I love that stuff as well. This is definitely something I'm going to seek out and listen to on its own. I thought the score was incredible. It's creepy, and at the same time, it has this sense of 80s vibrancy to it that the movie doesn't really quite capture with its story, with its characters. There's a lot of potential here, a lot of missed opportunities. That score is brilliant. I love the music in the film. It's a little bit like Stranger Things synthwave by way of Tubular Bells, kind of, but with these discordant pianos instead of the bells, and it's really, the music, y'all, I really freaking liked it. I liked it a lot. As far as themes, basically it's about the importance of family being together, but it's not really doing anything clever with that. It's just like a tacked on Full House moral at the end of the story. It's whatever. It's fine. It's not trying to do anything deep, and it doesn't need to do anything deep, but the movie needed to be funner. It needed to have more fun with the characters. It needed to have more fun with the pace. It needed to have a little bit more energy. Energy that would match the kills, the effects, and the music. It just doesn't quite live up to that. I would say this movie's pretty much right down the middle of the road, so out of 5, maybe a 2.5, but I do love that score so much that I will definitely watch this movie again. I think it would be more fun to watch it with a group of friends while drinking. So I don't think it's a bad movie. I don't think it's ultra boring. I don't think it's exceptionally well done, though, and I don't think it's exciting, except for in certain parts. So I would bump up, because of my love of that music a little bit, I would give it, out of 5 you digs, 3. 3 you digs from me about Primate. Did you watch Primate? If so, let me know in the comments what you thought about it. Did the film seem a bit dark to you? What did you think about the characters and the story? What did you think about those effects? And did you notice how badass that music was? Let us know down in the comments down below. Thank you so much for checking out the video. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. And if you want to support the channel, you can join us over at patreon.com/PCP. I've been Rockin Robbie Billups. Thanks for rocking with us. Station. Pop, pop, boom!